Thanks for staying with us. Now, prospective lawyers will no longer be required to go for an interview before entering the Ghana School of Law. The Subsidiary Legislation Committee of Parliament decided this after considering a petition brought by a group of LLB graduates against the new Legal Profession Regulation (LI) sponsored by the General Legal Council. The new LI seeks to give legal backing to the law school entrance examination and a number of other provisions after it was declared illegal by the Supreme Court. Now, sections of this LI have, however, been struck out by the committee after concerns were raised by the petitioners. One of these petitioners, Ken Donko, joins us in the studio for a quick conversation. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Dan, and good morning to your cherished viewers.
Thanks for joining us. So, what were the concerns that you raised about the new LI?
Actually, we petitioned Parliament on the new LI that is before them, and the concerns we actually raised were that we per the existing LI 1296 Regulation 2.3. Actually made it clear that prospective LLB holders who are seeking admission into the law school are not supposed to write examination as an entrance examination and interview, and that was the processes that General Legal Council adopted since 2012, which wasn't having any legal backing, and so at the Supreme Court actually declared those actions as illegal, unconstitutional, and unlawful. So we were thinking that per the spirit of the law, as declared by the Supreme Court, General Legal Council was just going to comply with the existing law as in 1296. But then what they seek to do, as directed by the Supreme Court, that they are supposed to put in place mechanisms that will enable them, achieve their, functions under Act 32. That is to put a new LI before Parliament to amend the existing one to be able to give legal effect to the process that they've been engaging for some time now. And so basically what they've done is just by way of complying with part of the Supreme Court orders by bringing to Parliament an LI, which, some back and forth discussions have been going on. So we petitioned Parliament to seek reason with us why they should not give life to us already dead on arrival, LI. And so
why is it dead on arrival?
Many of the provisions in the LI to us are against our fundamental human rights. Say if an LI says that a student who by existing law qualified to enter into the law school is barred from pursuing a law dream because he's refused admission for 3 times. And Article 25 is very, very clear on that. Provision for education, which is a right, and so it is not reasonable to any right-thinking person that if
to deny the student admission to school, which is like denying the person education.
No, actually, it is that when they refuse you 3 times, then meaning you cannot become a lawyer, and so that to us, infringes on our fundamental human rights.
So has that been removed?
And so our informations at that. In fact, we met with the Subsidiary Legislation Committee on Friday, and in fact discussed about our petition and all that, and they told us they were going to consider same. And the feed we're picking as of now are that they have put before GLC as of yesterday meeting that certain things such as the interview, the other provision to do with the job incompatibility or compatibility of the school. I mean, in that clause, they were saying that to their opinion, they decide as to whether or not your job is compatible with a legal education or otherwise. Like, for instance, you are here a newscaster, and then you are told that because you are a newscaster, that is to the opinion of the council, that because of your job is incompatible with the law. But we think that
so on the basis of your profession, you will not be allowed.
You know. So for us, we think that you can be an ambassador. If you want to sacrifice your job to become a lawyer, It is not a business of the council. So, per the feed we are picking, how is that they have put before them to withdraw the LI before Parliament, make certain amendments, or fine-tune it by taking out the issue of interview, job incompatibility or compatibility, and that of the 3 times refusal, clause.
Okay.
And so we are happy that
I remember
we have
the last time we spoke on this issue, and we spoke with the Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, who is a member of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, and he also acknowledged that they have taken into consideration some of the concerns you raised, and appropriate changes are being made to the legislation. But have you gotten any official word from the committee that this is the response we have given to your petition?
Yes, exactly. We actually met them, like I said, on Friday, and we discussed the issue. The honorable member you just mentioned, he is the vice chair of the committee, Honorable Bernard Ahiafo. In fact, we had one-on-one with him, and he actually made his position very clear. But one thing he did not understand, or he misconstrued our petition to have meant, was the fact that we were criminalizing them to have sometime been engaged in some criminality of having laid the LI. Meanwhile, the LI was in the pre-laying state. And we made it clear to him that, no, we have not made such statement anywhere. And I think he was clear on the fact that we were only appealing to them as representatives of the people. They represent us. So we think that they should be doing things in our interest. And we are happy so far that they have taken many of the concerns we raised, and a lot of things are happening.
Right.
So far, so good.
But after that meeting, you have not heard anything official from them that these are the changes we are making to the LI?
Yes, of course, per the information we picked, which is not officially communicated. Per the information we picked, their last committee meeting with the General Legal Council was yesterday. And as of yesterday, they put before them those issues as to striking out of the interview, because they think that the interview is so subjective, and that should not be the basis of actually determining the intelligence of already qualified students who are seeking admission. And so our appeal to them more is the fact that, yes, like students as we are, we've been writing exams all our years, and we are not afraid of writing the exam. But we are appealing to them that the number of courses that a student is supposed to read going to write the entrance exam alone are so much. 9 solid courses, and you are just going to be examining on 3 out of 9, and out of the 3 you are going to answer only 2 questions, and so it is just so difficult having to pursue.
What would you like them to do?
What we are asking them to do is that it would be very nice if the courses could be reduced to either 3 or 4 courses or subjects. And so that, we have done all those courses at the faculty level. Say the legal system, the constitutional law, say company law. We have done all of them, and we
when
passed
you were studying
them
for your LLB,
exactly,
you passed the exams.
Exactly.
On that point, the person who took the case to court in the first place, giving gravitas to this whole LI, illegal programs LI being taken, giving you the opportunity to petition for these changes to be made, Professor Steve Nassari.
Exactly.
His position is that because, like you're saying, you do some of these courses already at the faculty level, it is really unnecessary to write this examination and even attend the Ghana School of Law in the first place. And so you should scrap the entire system.
Daniel, exactly our case. We know the automatic admission to the Ghana Law School is not an automatic call to the bar. There are some of the professional courses that are run at the Ghana School of Law that are even run at the faculty level, say the evidence. We have done part of the evidence. So what we're going to do at the Ghana Law School is to just continue what we have started at the faculty level. So if you are given admission automatically, you are now having to do so many of the courses there and be made to write a competitive bar exam. So if you don't pass that bar exam, you are not called to the bar. And so we are in a dilemma. I mean, we cannot understand the situation where, I mean, the entry point alone, there should be a barrier.
So you feel students should be given straight opportunity to write the bar
like
exam?
Those who are there right now benefited from same. The existing LI 1296 allow for an automatic admission, and then it has also provided for an exam to be called to the bar. So those who are bringing all these policies in place, when you push them to the wall, the arguments are that one, they wouldn't want to compromise quality standards, and they actually do not have space. Yeah. And so, yes, we agree with them.
Infrastructure.
Yeah, we agree with them. But we have suggested ways of doing this. One, this is a school that is profit-oriented. One student is paying about 13,200. We are saying that they can collateralize that, fee to go in for a fund and be able to put up the infrastructures that are needed. And so that payment of such, facility will be contingent on the fees that you take. And we are ready to pay any amount to actualize our dream.
So, Ken, you want an automatic, a complete removal of the exam. Have you spoken to the Subsidiary Legislation Committee of Parliament about this?
We actually made our position very clear to them. But and
it looks like from what you're telling me, they have not taken that into consideration yet. So what will be the next step for you?
No, they have, but they are also constrained, looking at the problem at stake, that GLC do not have the space now. So assuming they are to take all this backlog of about 2,000.
But I mean, you've already suggested profit solutions for that.
Yeah, so we prefer, in fact, exactly what we are saying. But this to us, it is a means to protecting their own. You understand? It's like some elitist kind of groupings, and that's, I mean, the politics of it is very real. But we don't want to
protecting their own in what sense? You think the committee?
It has been the case all these years. When you can compare same with a medical school, and those times if you don't have any family belonging to those fraternity, don't even dare. Okay.
So you feel like that is what is happening. The General Legal Council is restricting admission to only people whose family members are lawyers?
I don't want to be very,
that's what you're
categorical
on
that. I don't want to be very categorical on that. But then some of the interview questions, posits, same understanding, and you'll be compelled to connect same.
Questions like what?
Like how many lawyers do you have in your family?
You are asked questions like that?
Exactly.
Were you asked a question like that?
I wasn't asked, but we have colleagues who are part of this group who were asked questions like the just ended interview. Some question has to do with the shooting incident in the concert in, is it UK or US?
Right.
And so if you are not current on international news, will you be able to tell?
But that is a fair assessment to make. As if you want to be a lawyer, you'd have to be current on all these issues. You
should be current, but don't forget that the facilities that are available to you here in Accra may not be available to somebody in Bungurugu Yoyo.
No, but the point you raised was about nepotism. People trying to reserve spaces for family members, and I asked for questions specifically geared towards that.
Please don't misquote me. Nepotism wasn't used, and as to protecting for the.
But isn't that nepotism?
So you are reading meaning to.
But isn't that nepotism?
No. In fact, I wouldn't want you to actually take. Word out of context. I'm speaking in a particular context where interview questions, relate to those, environments, but not necessarily somebody sitting somewhere wanting to protect for. I mean, when you listen to some of the commentary of the members of the committee yesterday, I mean, they were very blunt on the issue, saying that, look, there should be a paradigm shift when it comes to legal education, because elsewhere in the world, you know, some countries are developing based on their legal framework. And, you know, in Germany, for instance, you cannot pass through red light, because when you do that 2 times, your driver's license will be seized for about 3 years. And you feel like
all of these reforms as a result of...
It is because their laws are working.
Okay. Well,
okay, but anyway. In Ghana here, you can do anything and go scot-free.
Interesting arguments they raised by Ken Donko. He's an LLB graduate. Thank you very much, Ken, for joining us.